Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a pivotal moment in history, a war that shaped a continent, yet often feels forgotten. You know, in 1947, a seismic shift happened across the Indian subcontinent. After centuries of British rule, an empire withdrew, and in its place two new nations were born, India and Pakistan. It was a moment brimming with hope, the dawn of independence, but sadly, within mere months, that dream of peace shattered into widespread chaos. This is the incredible and often untold story of the war almost no one remembers, the conflict that fundamentally created modern Pakistan. Now let us set the scene. 1947. The British decision to partition India was meant to simplify things, but in reality, it created an unimaginable human tragedy. Suddenly, millions of people were divided not just by religion, but by politics and raw geography. Imagine overnight, borders were literally drawn through people's homes, right through their family farmlands, slicing through lives and ancient communities. This wasn't just lines on a map. It was an upheaval of epic proportions. Millions were forced to flee across these brand new, often arbitrary lines. Hindus and Sikhs desperately moved towards India, while Muslims surged towards Pakistan, leaving everything they knew behind. The sheer scale of this migration, the largest in human history, is almost impossible to grasp. But amidst all this upheaval, one region, a truly breathtakingly beautiful part of the world, stood out from the rest: Kashmir. Kashmir, often called the paradise on earth, was a princely state, unique in its composition. Its ruler, Maharaja Hari Singh, found himself in an impossible position. He was a Hindu Maharaja presiding over a state with a significant Muslim majority. As independence dawned, both India and Pakistan actively courted him, each hoping to secure this jewel of the Himalayas for their new nation. Kashmir wasn't just land, it was a symbol, a strategic powerhouse, and a deeply emotional territory for both sides. The Maharaja hesitated, wanting to maintain Kashmir's independence, caught between two powerful, newly formed nations. But time was running out. In October 1947, the situation exploded. Tribal fighters, backed by Pakistan, poured into Kashmir from its northwest. This invasion forced the Maharaja's hand. Desperate, he called upon India for military assistance, and in return, he signed what's known as the Instrument of Accession, officially bringing Kashmir into India. That signature, made under duress, ignited the First Indo-Pakistani War. And just like that, the war began. India swiftly launched Operation Vijay, a military campaign aimed at pushing back those tribal forces and securing Kashmir. What followed was an intense and brutal conflict fought across some of the most unforgiving terrain on Earth. Battles erupted in treacherous mountain passes, deep valleys, and remote villages, from the strategic town of Muzaffarabad all the way to Uri. Both sides were fighting with what they had, often leftover British weapons, hastily organized and inexperienced troops, and the immense burden of a newly divided command structure. It was a messy, high-stakes conflict where every inch of ground was hard-won. By early 1948, the international community, witnessing the escalating violence, began to intervene, with the United Nations trying to broker a peace. But despite the UN's efforts, the fighting dragged on, each side determined to hold their ground and secure their claim. Finally, in January 1949, after more than a year of relentless fighting, a fragile UN-brokered ceasefire came into effect. This agreement drew a line, literally, the ceasefire line, which we know today as the Line of Control, or LOC. This line effectively partitioned Kashmir. Pakistan gained control over roughly one-third of the region, while India held the remaining two-thirds, including the Kashmir Valley. The war had officially ended, but its deep wounds, both physical and emotional, never truly healed. The map of South Asia was forever changed, carved by conflict, creating a legacy that continues to resonate to this very day. This war wasn't just a military engagement, it was a fundamental moment in the creation of modern geopolitical boundaries in South Asia. Borders may indeed divide nations, but history, my friends, truly binds them. The 1947 war was so much more than a simple military conflict. It was the explosive birth of modern geopolitics in South Asia. It's a compelling story of ambition, of deeply rooted identity, and the profound, often tragic, cost of independence. History doesn't always repeat itself, but it certainly echoes, doesn't it? Thank you so much for watching and joining us on this journey through history. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to Historica AI for more deep dives into the past. We'd love to have you as part of our community.